hate puppies. It's a good podcast.
I feel threatened.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House special best of edition, because unfortunately I actually got a prediction right last week. I know that doesn't happen too often, but I predicted that I would end up getting COVID on the cruise, and sure enough, nailed it. So I've got that going for me, which is nice. We're all doing all right on this end, but we decided to do a best of because we didn't want to all pile into the Pallet House, as you can imagine, this week. So we put together a best of, and I think we've got some really good stuff for you. Some of it going so far back as 2016. So if you're not familiar with the story, the legend of the Williamsburg Bear, this is your chance to catch up on it. If you didn't get to hear the time that I went to driving school, we're going to rehash that one, and we go all the way back to learn about something called Mona Lisa's touch. I think you're going to enjoy this episode, and we'll be back to you next week, recording live when we can all get back in the Pallet House. So without further ado, I present to you Inside the Pallet House Best of. Cheers.
This past weekend, Friday, was our 10-year anniversary, and we went out of town to Williamsburg for the night, just kind of a last-minute thing. Her parents have a timeshare, so we went down there, and we didn't really
It's always a good investment.
Oh, yeah, for the parents.
Yeah.
Dude,
I was thinking about picking up a couple.
A couple timeshares?
Yeah.
Dude,
Talk to me, bro. I'll sell it.
Yeah.
we used the hell out of her. Her parents are retired, and they use the hell out of them, so it's a damn good investment. Like, we've been all over the world. Well, not all over the world, but we've been all over the country and down in the Caribbean all for free. So, I mean, I ain't knocking it. So last
That
minute,
sounds all right, yeah. I reconsider.
Last minute,
Good
we
investment.
were like, let's just go out of town one night. We didn't have baseball, so we were like, that's our one night. It's our actual anniversary. Let's go out for the night. So she looked up some stuff to do, and we did this thing called the Williamsburg Tasting Trail. We drove around to a bunch of different wineries and breweries and distilleries and tried all kinds of different beer and
This is Saturday,
liquor.
middle of the day?
This is Friday, middle of the day. We
Oh,
dropped
okay.
the kids off at school, and then we left.
All right.
Got down there at noon. We were staying Friday night and coming back at noon on Saturday. So Saturday afternoon, we did all that. It was all pretty much garbage. All the beer was really awful.
Really? The whole winery trail through and,
We went
and
to-
the brewery trail stinks?
Yeah, we went to one place we liked.
Did you go to Ale Works?
We walked in the Ale Works. It's in a industrial park. So we drove by it first, double back, walked up.
And it's like standard procedure for breweries
It
and
is.
industrial
Yeah.
parks.
Yeah.
You're like, so
Check it
we're going
out.
by,
Yeah.
and then the GPS is bitching at me, and I'm like, oh. Well, I guess I missed that entirely.
So Friday was gorgeous. I don't know if you remember. It was amazing. So we were like, whatever we're doing, we're going to do outside. So we drove past Ale Works. We walked in. It reeked in there like something I couldn't even describe. And it was like 2 o'clock and it was dead. So we just turned around and walked out. We went to Brass Cannon, had a flight of beer. That was all like super funky, weird tasting stuff. We went to Williamsburg Distillery where they make their own rum and gin, and that was awful. Tried a bunch
Is it
of-
like the clear kind of rum and
Yes,
gin?
yeah,
That has
molasses
become
based.
the new thing where you
well,
don't
you see,
age it.
what it is that's how they did it back in colonial times. So therefore,
You know what else they did really well back in colonial times? Dysentery.
yeah, I was gonna say died dysentery.
Yeah. So I don't want to hear
We
this
did go
shit.
to the meadery. That was pretty interesting. That's I brought us a taster of that. We can get into that later. But that's where they take honey and ferment that, and that was pretty interesting. And they had a honey tasting.
You know, I've never had mead.
Me either.
Isn't that
That's
fucking
why
whack?
we went.
It always
why we
just
went.
sounds thick.
Sounds like something your wench should get you at the Ren Fair.
Yep.
Yeah, we can drink it out of my ale horn if you want to.
Exactly.
No, it's a butthole.
So then we went, hung out by the pool, and we went to Virginia Beer Company. That was the one cool place that had
Really?
a cool vibe. Yeah. Then we went out for dinner, and then we went back to the room, and it was our anniversary, so
Wow, wow.
we appreciate.
Let's get it on.
We were appreciating each other.
You got in your full body condoms.
We were appreciating each other.
We were enjoying
I like
each other's
that.
company,
Little
So
less than them.
the weather was really nice, so we decided let's let's take this out to the balcony. Let's
Makes
go hang out
sense.
on the balcony.
Yeah.
Nice. There's nothing better than like that kind of risky, like we could
Fresh
get
air on your
caught.
balls.
Yeah, yeah. I love that,
Yeah.
especially when you've been with the same woman for 10
Yeah.
years. The environment is just as intoxicating as like a whole new person.
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's why we always want to do it in hotel rooms.
Yeah.
If you get to a hotel room and like, oh shit, baby.
First thing.
I think we should do it. Be like,
Yep.
I don't care if it's missionary. This
don't-
is a double bed.
Yeah,
This
Yeah.
feels weird.
you're like, I don't care if it's $59 a night.
Right.
We're gonna consummate it here. So go outside. It's not.
We're talking like a multi-story where there's room, like
Yeah, it's like
balconies next to you.
It's like a
above you.
townhome. It's like multiple townhomes
Oh,
everywhere.
okay.
And we were on the third floor, top floor. We walk out there, and instinct, I just shut the door behind us. As I shut the door, the safety rail falls down and latches behind me.
Oh God, hold on. Let me back this up 1 second.
Wait a minute.
Are you butt
ass
naked? Yes, exactly. You and I had the same question. Are you ass naked?
Correct.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. This
Yeah.
story is awesome.
This is going great.
Oh, I'm so fucking excited
This
right
is
now to
fucking
hear that.
sweet.
So,
Do tell.
so
Put the
this
fact
goes.
That the door's locked out of your mind right now. Let's do this.
This-
and then we'll figure it out.
Exactly right.
Pat,
Yeah.
I like where your mind's
Where
at,
were we?
but when you're in there, that's not how it goes.
Right.
Instant terror over both of our faces.
Oh God, you
No
didn't.
blankets or nothing with you.
I had 4 Adirondack chairs that were on the balcony.
Did you have beer?
I didn't have anything. Not a phone.
That's hilarious.
Not a-
So it was like just switching positions. Let's move outside.
Yeah.
It wasn't like let's gather our things and go fucking
Yeah,
picnic
yeah.
and fuck.
No, we weren't. It wasn't going to be.
I got
It
you.
wasn't going to be an all-night affair
Right.
out there,
I'm still bummed you didn't at least try to finish.
dude. Let me tell you. I mean, it killed the mood immediately. Immediately.
So who
Like the
noticed
stress-
it? Who noticed it?
We both did. We
So
heard
it was
we
like
heard it drop.
chugunk.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Because it's got that safety bar, you know, that
Yeah,
you
it
raise
yeah.
up.
slops
Uh-huh.
down.
Yeah. So, dude, I'm like, with all my might holding on to this bar, I'm trying to rip this door clean off. I'm going to.
I'm gonna pay for it.
Yeah, I was gonna-
I'll pay
yeah.
you. A couple $100, fix this door.
I'm so happy to.
yeah.
Door doesn't budge.
Of course
At
not.
all.
No.
So,
You threw her through the window.
They'd be like, baby, let me show you what this rock hard junk can do.
If this-
Let me
if
show
that-
you a little trick. Take your mind
that-
off that locked door.
if the Adirondack chairs had been metal, I probably would have broken something.
Right.
Plastic little nerd chairs.
So, yeah, exactly. And they're like, there's a window out there, and I'm trying to jimmy it open, not going anywhere.
Jimmy.
Yeah. So,
Thanks, Pat.
so I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea what we're gonna do. We're 3 stories up. So people walk by.
Is this
People
all
are
right.
walking by.
What's the daylight scenario right
It's
now?
9:20, 9:30 at night.
Okay.
It's dark.
Yeah.
But I'm standing up there with my junk in one hand, hollering over a 3rd floor balcony at people walking down the street back to their their places.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so
Yeah,
happy.
you are.
And this is Williamsburg.
Yes.
Old
This
timey
is
Williamsburg.
this is
People-
a family affair. I mean, there's like families everywhere.
Oh, that makes it so much better.
She's hiding up in the corner in the dark, like in the shadows.
Right.
So I just look like weird, random naked guy.
That's right.
Because,
Hey, everybody. Yeah.
don't mind me. It's 9:30 at night. I'm out here naked.
Well, yelling for them while you're doing the helicopter probably wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, and tucking it.
Things I should have known
That's right.
last week.
Or he's got the rails on the things on down the rail. Yeah.
This is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And,
Check this out,
and,
hon.
and unfortunately, the tuck,
You
which
see
would have
this?
been a good move, but Silence of the Lambs ruined
Yeah.
that. Buffalo Bill fucked it up.
Yeah.
Are you a great big fat person?
Oh, yeah. Ely, why don't you give us one of those?
Oh, wait. Was she a great big fat person?
Oh, hold on. I got you here. This
Oh, wait. Was she a great big fat person?
even better.
So across the way, there's another building, and this dude comes out on the 1st floor.
How far
To,
away
like-
are we talking here?
I mean,
Oh, but he's on the
Like,
balcony
can
below
can
you?
throw
Yeah.
oh.
but across the way.
So,
he's
can you throw a
like,
football to him?
oh, yeah.
If I was
easy.
there, I could have just
Yeah, 25 yards.
Oh, closey.
I could have
So,
just dropped my dog
I
over
started
the
hop-
edge,
yeah.
tapped him in the face.
There we go.
There it is.
So I'm like hollering down to him, like, hey, man. I'm like,
Hey, buddy.
Is the Adirondack at least in front of you a little bit?
no, I'm just standing there
Yeah, you
at the
are.
railing, leaning
Yeah.
over.
Hey, man, what are you doing?
Holding myself in one hand going,
Looking for a good time?
Open your mouth.
hey, what are you wearing?
Not looking timid, but rather like I want to be doing this.
Dude, it's like been a few minutes, so I'm like starting to like stress is
I'm sure.
flowing through me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because you're not like the best under stress sometimes in that kind of
Name
stress.
me
situation.
somebody that would be like
Right.
calm, collected in that situation.
Even I would have been only a little bit psyched.
So, so I'm like, hey man, I'm locked out.
Oh, God.
And I'm naked.
Did you say that? Was that your...
He could see me. I mean, it was dark, but it wasn't.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So
Is he older dude or?
Was he cute? Was he brown?
He was a mid-40s African American gentleman.
Yes, you got to get him involved.
So he's laughing. He's like,
That's awesome.
he's like, what building are you in? So I'm like, building 36, because there's like a ton of buildings. And I'm like, room 303A. He's like, okay, I'm going to call security.
No. Oh, so he can't get in the front door. That's right.
yeah, he
Yeah,
can't
he
get
can't get
in.
in.
He needs to bring
Well,
the whole
actually, somebody who had walked by was like, drop your key card. And I was like, first off, I'm not doing that. Secondly, I don't have a
it.
key card.
Right.
Look at me. I don't
Yeah.
have anything.
Right.
I don't have my-
no, it's the fire
I got butt hairs.
department.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I was like,
It's
fire
the
department.
cops.
I'm picturing something about Mary where it's like, hey, call Ralph. Get everybody down here.
You got to see this.
Yeah.
His twigs above his berries.
So security walks up,
Yeah.
and security's hollering up. They're like, hey, man.
Was he cute?
Yes, they were all cute.
This is going great.
So I'm like, he's like, hey, man, you're locked out. I was like, yeah.
This is just two people at this point?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then it hits me.
Oh, no.
It's
what?
worse. There's something worse.
No.
What? I'm dying.
I have thrown the emergency security. I've thrown the security latch on the front door.
Oh.
Out of habit, because I knew we were in for the night. So I threw that security latch, meaning you can take the key that
You
you,
can get
have.
in all you want. Yeah.
You ain't getting in
That's
this
right.
MFer.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude. So I'm like, dude, I've thrown the security latch. He comes up.
And that just hit you at
Yes.
that point? Oh,
Yes.
dang.
Yeah, like you've made it this
Yeah.
far. You've now notified
You're all
of
excited. Someone's
Williamsburg.
going to save you, and it hits you. That. Oh
So
my God.
he comes up and tries to jimmy the door open, and I can look
You can
right
see
through
the
the
crack.
door.
Now there's a crack in the
I can see the
door.
light because it's dark in the
Yeah.
apartment. And I can see the light, the door. So he comes back. I was like, I gotta go get maintenance. Now this is taking forever.
Oh my God.
Can we get a sandwich?
Maintenance.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's me. It's just me, and in everyone's eyes, it's just weird, creepy guy.
Oh yeah, because
Oh,
your wife
she's
is now
tucked in
just
the
still
corner.
hiding.
Yes.
Good for her though. At least you took.
I'm taking all the.
Way to grab
Yeah,
the bull
as
by
you
the
should.
horns.
Yeah. So he's like the.
What is she doing? Is she?
She's staying really calm
Yeah, but
and
is she
cool.
like? Oh, she's cool. So she's not like
She is-
angry,
dude.
How does she
quivering
stay
in fear.
cool in
She is
that?
so-
she giggling at all?
No, the only thing the only thing that's upsetting her is I am starting to lose. It's taking almost an hour. I'm starting to
Yeah.
fucking lose my cool because I'm like, get me the fuck out of here.
Right.
I'm like banging. I broke my watch because I'm like banging on the fucking thing. I started yelling. She's like, you're not helping the situation.
Right.
She's totally right. But I'm like I'm like, this is ridiculous. Get somebody over here.
You're like a big angry gorilla. Everyone's
Right.
like, I don't know
Exactly.
if I want to get in that room. It's
Exactly.
freaking me
Yeah.
out.
So
Are you lubed up, sir?
So security's like
You're awfully shiny.
security's like thank God the temperature was nice
Right.
out. Security's like, oh, I got to get maintenance. They have a tool, and I'm like, awesome. Then I'm like, well, that's fucking kind of weird. Like, great. Now I'm never really securing this motherfucker.
I was
Yeah.
just thinking the same thing. Like, oh, there's a tool for that. Well, I'm going to get one of those.
So another 10, 15 minutes goes by, and I see the door open up again, and I see the guy like he's fiddling with it for another 10 minutes. Finally, these two dudes get in, and I'm just standing there behind the glass, just covering myself, and they're like not looking and kind of laughing, and
Yeah,
they
they
come
are.
open the
yeah,
door,
they are.
And you're like, all right, now leave.
yeah, and I was like, thanks guys, and
Did you tip?
with what?
Mushroom.
He just set it up. Yeah, I mean, come on. Like, damn.
I seriously thought about giving them. I didn't have anything on me, and I didn't have any cash.
Yeah.
So
Can one of you guys help me with this problem now? I'm
Right.
still raging hard.
Yeah.
Take your hand off
Exactly.
and give him a firm handshake.
The one in the corner. The one in the corner is not.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Pat him on the
Here
ass.
you go. Here you go.
Good game.
Sir, we're good.
So they turn around, like, one guy fiddled with the locking mechanism and realized, like, oh, it's not working right. I'm like, yeah, too late for me now.
Right.
So they turn around. I mean, they did not stick around long.
I'm
'cause
sure.
They were like, let me get the hell away from this raging.
So in their minds, was it just you?
Yes.
Oh, really?
So
so good
Yeah.
for your wife.
Well,
Like,
so-
that's the best anniversary present you could have given.
As
this-
they're walking out,
Oh, you
just be like,
blocked
For
them.
the
You
record,
blocked
my
them.
wife's
Coming
over
out.
here.
no, this patio was like, it probably was only as deep from, it's probably like 5 feet deep, but it was probably 15 feet wide.
Oh, okay.
So she was like tucked around up in the corner.
Yeah.
So she was good. She didn't lose any like pride like I did. So that was
so in their mind, you're just a fucking weirdo.
yeah. I'm just a creepy
out
naked
there
guy who
beating
likes to
off
be
outside.
Out.
Yeah.
Exactly. I like to be.
awesome.
I like to be
Watching people
naked
walk
on the
by.
patio. That's
Yeah.
who I am.
Who
I
doesn't?
love women in old timey clothes.
Right.
I got a thing for colonial chicks.
That's right. So
Yeah. You should have asked them where the best traffic is for the hot chicks.
Good. Now that I got your attention. Where are all the broads, man?
I know. I'm wondering if like I'll be
I'm only
flagged next
halfway
time
done,
I go there.
Probably. There's
I wouldn't
definitely a
worry
red
about
mark
it.
in
I
your
would
chart.
worry about when your in-laws try to use their fucking timeshare.
That's a good point.
There is a serious blotch on their record, man.
Well, the wife told the in-laws what happened.
Awesome.
Whole different
Yeah.
whole different scenario.
You weren't naked?
We happened to go out there for one last night drink, fully clothed before we went to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it says here on the report,
Right.
you were alone and naked.
Well, the good news is they'll find out from that place rather
Yeah.
than y'all directly. They'll be
Exactly.
Like, oh, did you know what happened to the last two that stayed here?
Oh, because guaranteed, that's like when someone in your neighborhood sees a bear, everybody hears about it. It like gets everywhere.
Yeah.
It spreads through the whole neighborhood. It's the
People-
same fucking thing.
People saw a bear.
They did.
People in
Yeah.
Williamsburg saw a bear.
But what I'm saying is that entire community, that whole community knows about it. It's going to
Yep.
be talked about at breakfast and shit.
Oh, you guys are
And
staying
just
in
you
room
guys.
303?
Huh?
And just you guys.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Just us and all of that community.
Oh my God! This story, it makes me so happy on
Me-
so many
yeah,
levels.
that's
like,
awesome.
I keep thinking about like
Happy anniversary.
you had that ultimate moment.
My,
Like, I'm
my wife's
about
taking
to
it like
get
a champ. She's like, we have a great 10-year anniversary story.
That's exactly what I was just going to say.
Yep.
And
She's,
look, it
she
sucks
goes, you will
ass.
never forget. We will never forget our
Your whole life.
10-year anniversary.
It's hilarious.
And 20 years are going to be crazy.
And you I
Get
know.
arrested or something.
That you should. Shoot for the moon, man.
That's right.
Yeah, now every time you guys move, you have to go introduce yourself to the neighbors.
Right.
I'm Troy, and according to Megan's law, I've got to stop by here and
Yeah.
let you know that I was caught in
I just have
Williamsburg.
to
butt
run
naked.
around Williamsburg naked. I can't just go to the balcony.
Right.
Let me
We're
explain.
streaking through the quad.
This is
There
what
was a
happened.
field trip. I didn't know.
They brought the school to me. It was different. I didn't go to the school.
Right.
Turns out it's a national education landmark. I didn't know.
That is
It's a
awesome.
school zone.
Yeah, I thought you guys might get a kick out of that.
Absolutely.
Oh, so,
Good story.
I'm sorry, on so many levels. It's the best story
Does
ever.
it sound made up?
well,
No.
so all we
No.
got was
Because
that,
I told someone, and he was like, "You're lying. That is made up." And I was like, I handed the phone to the wife, and I was like, "I'm not like I can see where it might, but I'm not making it up." So I just wanted to.
Yeah.
I love that she's just cool about it. Like she stayed totally calm. Like this ain't no thing.
Every
I got
time you
this.
look over at her, you just see the whites of her eyes, like
Yeah.
blinking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, so she got
So if you
a
know my in-laws,
beautiful bench.
keep this between us. Don't tell.
Dude, I'm gonna Cincinnati swap your in-law,
Oh,
your
no.
in-law so quick.
Play
you guys
this
never,
episode?
Never listen to the podcast? Check out the 10-year anniversary episode. It's hilarious.
Oh yeah, that'll probably be in the title somewhere. Oh great.
Oh, I'm already in my head. It's just spinning. It was like 10-year anniversary gift, the 10-year anniversary surprise. Like, yeah,
10-year-old bear.
10th anniversary of the bear sighting.
Yeah.
What goes on in Williamsburg stays in Williamsburg.
Apparently not.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit. You know how many listeners we have now? You dummy. It's out. It's out. They're gonna get this in Kazakhstan.
I was like, I'm gonna have to tell this.
You got to.
I think at that
so
point you do.
You already mentioned it, and she was like, "It's all good."
Yeah, but I told her I was gonna tell a different version of it.
Really?
Did
you really?
Well, I said I was gonna say that we went out for a drink.
That's awesome.
Baby, you know how tame it sounds? It came out of a Cosby lead-in. It's fine.
Well, but you're smart enough to know that we would never buy that. Like, no one just goes out for
True.
a drink ass
No,
naked.
Yeah.
I would never buy it.
That's a good point.
And she's the one who actually kept it calm and never got sealed.
Yes.
So, like, she's fine.
Yeah,
You, on the other hand.
I'm the one that looks dumb.
Yeah, you're
Somebody
all.
tells me the real story is that he was the one in the corner.
she just took charge.
Exactly.
Hey, guys, we need
Sir?
to come on up. Actually, you know how
Hell
much
no,
faster
we would have got. I was
Yeah.
gonna say we would have gotten
You would've
rescued
got
a lot
shit.
faster.
Yeah.
Shit.
You certainly should have told her. Because she's like, "Hey guys," be like, "Boom!" Doors down.
I hadn't
Exactly.
thought about that.
Right,
I hadn't
yeah.
thought about that. I'm gonna bring that up.
Be like dudes staying on each other's shoulders to get up
Absolutely.
to the
You
third
you
floor.
wasted a whole hour of our lives out there.
Yeah.
Dude scales the balcony.
Yep.
Yes, ma'am. I heard you calling.
Yeah, how many wieners would I have been fighting off?
Tarzan swings through.
Ma'am, there's a bear in the corner shaking.
Yeah.
Is that what you're scared of, miss? Oh my God. So did you finish?
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
Those security
did you
guards
wanna
are
do
thorough.
anything now, or you want to try it again?
That's right. Exactly.
Doors
So,
fixed.
yeah.
Doors fixed. Oh my God, that kills me.
Yeah. So, yeah, how are you feeling about this whole thing?
So, baby, I got some champagne and I removed the safety latch.
Yeah.
Right.
Preventative
the-
measures. We're gonna.
We'll
only
just leave the door open this time, right?
Exactly.
Where were we?
I was telling
Good luck trying to
somebody
settle
was like,
up.
I was telling somebody, and they're like, "Why did you shut the door? It's not your air conditioning. It's not your bill." I'm like,
It's a
that's
good
habit.
question, but it's all habit.
Yeah.
It's
I
all-
just,
yeah.
I don't like waste. Like, I don't want that AC cranking with the door wide open. Like, that's who I am. I don't.
For 3 minutes.
Come on now, that's on you.
Dead minute and a half.
Right.
That's right.
Sorry. Yeah.
Only took
Bragger.
1 second to fuck it all
Yeah,
up.
exactly.
When you texted us earlier this week, you said, "I got a story to tell you." In 2.5 years, you've never teased a story like you did this week. It was just,
Yeah.
"Hey man, we got a story. I got a story to tell you. You're not going to believe me." And I was like, I don't know what the hell he's talking. And then you just clammed up. I was like, this sounds real. Like something's
Yeah, and then
up.
you were like, Pat's coming. We were like, no way.
That honestly, I followed it up with, "Yeah, man, I got Pat coming on the show," and everyone's like, "Everybody's lying.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody's full of shit."
I'm
Man,
flying to the
assholes.
moon next weekend. We're,
Exactly, right. SpaceX picked me.
yeah, we're all just making shit up here.
Yep.
While we're telling tall tales. Oh man! Well, happy anniversary, buddy.
Thank
That's
you, thank you.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell
love you,
Helen,
honey.
Tell Helen we all said happy anniversary.
She listens.
Happy anniversary.
She is a listener, so.
She's the best.
And I like the gift she got you more than the
I
gift
do like
you
to
got
envision
her.
that dude, like the people that rescued you, every one of them told that story to people in their life.
Yeah.
Every one of them.
Yeah. About the lonely dude.
I would. Yeah. The weirdo.
The lonely perv who went outside
Yes,
on the balcony
absolutely.
at 9:30.
Yes,
Just-
every one of them.
Fur and dick. That's all.
Because
I
if that
saw.
happened to me, I would tell everyone.
Oh my God! I'd be
Oh,
telling
yeah.
it right
How
now.
do you not do
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
Somebody might be speaking of it right now.
Absolutely.
One of our
It's a safe
listeners,
bet.
Like a
heard
Leonard
this
Skinner
story
song's
through
playing
the
somewhere
grapevine.
right now.
Yeah.
Someone's telling that
Y'all aren't
story
gonna
right
believe
now.
it, man. Yeah.
And
You
you know
was cupping these motherfuckers. It was hilarious.
All right.
how
sit
worse
back.
is the story? The story's going to grow, right?
It is
And
like
they're-
fishtail.
and- Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
You
tell,
were humping the balcony.
That's right.
Yeah.
tell the story of the scared bear again.
Yeah.
Okay, it was a night just like tonight.
Y'all heard about what happened to Steve yesterday? Steve, tell him, man.
Come on, tell him.
It's on its way to
you
Hampton
know
by
that,
now.
and you know they're all like, "Oh man, it was a good looking chick, right?" No,
No.
Everybody's wishing for that.
Was he
Creeper
by
was
himself?
solo.
Yep.
Yeah, he was by himself.
That's right.
What was he doing
That's
up there?
fucking weird.
I would
Ass
under-
naked? Yeah, ass naked.
Were you guys scared when you
I would
broke down the
understand
door?
if he had a woman out there or even
Yeah.
another dude,
Right.
But he's out there by himself.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even be mad if it was a dude.
Yeah. Who comes to Williamsburg by themselves?
Tell the story about the weird
Naked.
history buff.
Or they see there's two of us on the lease or whatever. They're like,
Yeah.
"Where was she? Why did
Right.
she let him in?"
Exactly. The naked history buff.
That's a good name for the
Oh my
Yeah.
God,
I love it.
naked history buff.
sir, that's
I just
not,
love history.
It is a fairly accurate
I
outfit.
like it raw. Open my goddamn door.
I'm done out here and I can't get in.
Right.
What's crazy is earlier in the day when we were by the
shit.
pool, and I always
Oh God, where's this going?
I often forget this because we're only an hour away from Williamsburg. Met two couples that were from Canada, and they're like, yeah, we drive 11 hours to come here all the
Yeah.
time. Like you're like, oh yeah, people
Do that.
People do that.
People love Williamsburg.
Oh yeah,
I've had family from California fly out just to go to Williamsburg.
yeah,
And then it's like, well, while you're here, I'll just
Yeah, you
come
see that
on
shit
down
at
the
Busch
road.
Gardens all the time.
yeah.
Busch
They're
Gardens is
speaking some
legit.
fucked up shit. Yeah.
I mean, it's gorgeous. It's a
Well,
great place.
It's typically gorgeous, but there was this one fucking night, right?
Yeah.
I'm walking down this street about 9:20. I look up.
I hear.
I'm like, is that dude Dick screaming at me?
How many guests are not going to come back to that hotel?
You may turn into a werewolf in the story. I'm telling you.
Yeah, there's so
Yep.
many
There
angles.
was a Sasquatch sighting.
That's right.
Oh fuck! I hope we get the
I know.
Williamsburg Sasquatch.
Yeah,
It'd be great if a listener hears this story through someone that heard it,
I know.
and then they tell their version.
Funny thing about Sasquatch, little dick.
Knew that was coming. I was actually waiting for that.
It took a while.
It
Yeah,
was about
that's-
10, 15 minutes
Yeah.
before we got
Yeah.
there. I'm tired.
Where do you want to end it up though? Because it's got to circle back around
To which part? I
to
already
your
told
to your
mine.
dick.
Yeah.
I already dropped it and it wrapped the dude on the
Yeah,
head
yeah,
from
yeah.
the first floor. Yeah, no, I already got mine.
Okay.
I feel like I
He's great.
feel vindicated. Yeah,
He's
yeah.
good for work tomorrow.
Oh,
He's
I
ready.
finished. I finished a long time ago, bro.
Yeah.
He painted the picture for us.
Oh man, well I'm sorry and excited to hear that.
Yeah, that is great.
You're welcome. Driving school Saturday, right?
Yep,
How'd that go?
it was good. I got
Good?
a 100. I got a 100 on the test.
Nice.
you,
Good
man.
for you.
So
proud.
I never doubted you.
You're reformed now?
No more speeding.
I'll tell you what, man. When you pull out of driving school, like
Everything's new.
you do tend to like drive like you got a baby in the back and you're leaving a hospital. You're like, look both ways. Look both ways. All right, slowly accelerate. Check for speed limits. Check your mirrors. And I'd be like, that mirror is not right. I have a blind spot. Like,
Well, you can maybe answer my question. Is yellow for only the people in the intersection?
What?
what do you mean?
For driving classes, they teach anything about that? Because my dad got a ticket because he was in the intersection when the light was
Yellow.
Like he said, well, no, I guess it turned.
Well, if it turned
I'm
red,
trying to think if you're
Turn red. He should have stopped.
yeah, that's 3 or 4 points. Can't
Yeah, but
remember
I'm
now.
saying that if you're
already passed.
yellow's only for people in the intersection.
I don't know.
I think
that
in
is a
theory, yeah, you're probably.
I
But
think
you
the,
can't stop in time.
I think the police can write that
lights are
ticket. It's kind of like a
subjective
referee's
if they want.
pass interference call. Like
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
I see it as such, it's going to be as such.
I think that's probably a fair way to put it. But I also didn't, despite getting 100 on the test, I wouldn't say I learned a lot
Yeah.
about driving. And I don't blame the class. I'm sure the course material would have been fantastic. That's not the class I got, unfortunately. I walked
It's like
in
anything. It's about the catalyst you're getting the info from. Like
Yeah,
that's
what's the instructor like,
yeah.
the setting. all
Yeah,
that.
but I
Yeah,
also
what's the
felt like
setting?
I
It's
was
the
in,
teacher. It's a teacher, not the material.
Yeah, but I was in a group project with like it was like doing a group project with 6-year-olds,
Oh yeah.
and I'm like the senior. Like
Yeah, the rest of the class matters too in that situation.
in this situation, the class was different,
oh wow.
to say the least. Like I knew I
Have
was.
some characters in there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
class is all looking at him, going, "Hey, lean over and look at the guy with the mustache. I bet he knows everything. We're gonna cheat off of him."
Oh, I had my mask
He's
on
the-
because
he's the-
it said masks were mandatory, so they didn't have to see my mustache. But then there's one guy in the back and clearly no mask, and also had never said no to a meal.
Nice.
This man was big, and he was in his
Mass slows that down.
sweatpants, sweatshirt, done up hair, just all tussled, like just a mess. And
He have some opinions?
I walk in,
And how?
and he's already talking, just
Oh.
sitting in the back, like I know
Chirping.
everything. I don't know why you nerds are here because I'm perfect. I drive 3,000 miles a week. I'm a truck driver.
Oh.
This is what I do. I'm on the road all the time, and I'm here voluntarily taking this class because that's how I roll. Come to find out, there's a lot more reasons that dumbass is in the class. That guy,
think?
oh, it was unbelievable. But so he was just sitting there chattering. I walk in at 7:45 for an 8 a.m. start time, and he's already just chattering. And I'm thinking, okay, there's nothing wrong with a little pregame chatter. We all know though that we need to get down to brass tacks because the whole reason you go to driving school in person is to shave that 8 hours as much as you can. 1 hour, that's good. 2 hours, that's better.
Real nice.
3 hours, that's what I'm talking about.
Don't come back after lunch. Thank you. I don't mind.
Yes, and that's exactly
I
what
love
you're
it. Don't
looking
come back after lunch.
The last time I had driving school in person, the instructor was a Redskins fan. Was a Washington football
Don't
team
you
fan.
ever say that word.
And he was like,
Blatant racism at the top of this show.
It was a
doubt. How long did it? When was it?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut
Bleep it
that.
out.
8 minutes in, I got to beat. That guy was
dump,
a
dump.
fan.
Just put me on a 3-second delay.
Yeah, we need a dump,
Dump
button
button.
for Stu.
-1.
But the guy was a Washington fan, and he was like, and this was Sunday class. He's like, they're playing at 4. We're out of here in an hour. So it was
That's
like
a beautiful
4
thing.
hours of class. We got all 8 hours counted.
That's what I think. I think the vast majority of the class was thinking the same thing I was thinking. Let's go in person.
Knock it out.
Let's get through this. Like this, move on. And my man's just chattering. 8 o'clock comes. He still hasn't shut up. Just chattering.
People just rolling in, and he's just chirping the whole time.
We're all there, man. And she just keeps going. No, she was like, let's give this another 5 minutes. We're missing one person. That person never showed up. So
That's
she's
a bold move, Cotton.
Yeah.
Let's see how that plays out.
Yeah. So then she pulls up the first slide, and it's like A to Z driving school. And that's all it says. That slide was up for 45 minutes because that jackass in the back never shut up. I'm looking down. It's 8:45, and that slide's still there. And I'm like, this can't be good for the speed of the class today.
You're like, I hope there's 5 slides in this
what the hell is
PowerPoint.
what's he talking about to the instructor?
You pick a topic. At that point, because I saw my first text. Actually, I saw my first text earlier to my wife, and I was like, it's 8:45. And we haven't gotten past the first slide, and we're currently talking about bears in people's yard.
Wow.
That's productive for everybody.
That
involved.
son of a bitch was talking about bears.
We all know when we're driving and we come across bears in people's yards. That's every other day occurrence?
It's certainly not something you bring up on slide 1. I bet there's probably a time when talking about
How
speed,
to avoid animals.
Yeah, speed and looking down the
Yeah,
road
yeah.
and surveying for things like animals in country roads. Because you know what's really important? Visibility, distance, speed. These are all very
Stopping
important
distances,
factors.
absolutely.
No, he's just talking about fucking bears. I'm a Bears fan.
Yeah.
And I'm offended. And I'm just like, this is killing me. And then like she gets to the next slide.
Did she the instructor didn't squash this early and often?
She's engaging?
She's a 70-year-old bus driver from the country, and he's like he could have been 40, he could have been 25. There's no
Don't
telling.
know, yeah.
Like I couldn't put my finger on it.
And she's right up.
But so she's just like
He's right up her
chattering
alley.
back. Yeah, because by the end of the class, she's like just talking over him and like trying to move slides. And he just won't stop. But that first like 4 hours, she was like, this is great. They're so
she's happy to
engaged.
have someone to.
Yeah, 'cause
she's
normally
used
people were
to.
sitting
She's
there.
used to hitting the tennis ball into the blanket. She's glad to have a wall to bounce back off
Yeah.
of. Yeah.
Oh, dude. Every time. And my favorite thing, I would watch. So you'd get to a new slide, and every time a new bullet would come up, she'd read the bullet, and he'd tell a fucking story
Oh my god.
about said bullet. Oh, man, yeah, if you don't tighten those lug nuts, I'll tell you what, I was driving along one time. Boy, I felt it wobble, wobble, wobble. Now, I know what I'm doing, so I know what a wobble, wobble, wobble is. I'm assuming there's
Oh,
a tire
no.
coming off. So what do? I take my foot off the gas because you don't want to hit the brakes. You know that, lady. You know what I'm talking about, Donna.
Oh no.
So I take my foot off the brakes. I take my foot off the gas, and I slowly start to come down. And sure enough, wouldn't you know it, that tire does come flying right off. Rolls on. She gone. Oh, man. But, I was going the right speed, so, I just brought it over the side of the road, and that's how you do it, man. That's how it's done. Next thing.
Oh,
Boom.
no.
Air pressure. Oh, my God. I'll tell you what, man. If you don't have that air pressure right, not only are you going to wear them tires bad, which you don't want to do. You should be rotating. You all should be rotating every single time you get an oil change. I know it says you can do it less often than that, but what's the point, man? You already got your car going in there. They're going to put it up on something anyway. You guys know what I'm saying? So you're going to have to get them tires rotated while you're there. Every fucking time. And I'm like, this is so not good for the curb.
How'd your head not explode?
Oh, there were times where I was like, shut. Oh,
Just every blood vessel in your face.
Did you have any time where there was a break in the class or a lunch break and other people were in the same mindset as you? Like, this guy just won't Did you talk to anybody else?
Yeah, was there so many commiseration going on?
Were you catching eyes with other people and like just...
There was one guy in the front who was 16 years old who never spoke. And he just kept putting his head down. Every time the dude would say something, his head would just hit the table. So I could feel, like, even though I couldn't make eye contact, because I'm in the back of the room, back right corner, you know. I was like, ooh,
where
best
the cool
seat in the house.
Sit.
Furthest seat from there. But every time this kid's head would go down, boom, onto the ground, he'd be like, this is not good. And then there was another girl directly behind him in front of me. She refused to speak, and she would just look down. So those two felt me. They felt my anger. But like the people close to him, they couldn't get away from him because he's engaging. He's looking at him. You know, he's talking to the room. He's teaching the damn class in his mind.
Yeah.
He knows everything. Dude, never.
That's brutal, dude.
He's not all there.
Oh, there's no doubt. Oh, you know how I know he's not all there? First break comes, right? We get a 15-minute break. Now, they're like, y'all want to skip that break? And everybody, like, to take the time off the end. Now, this is at the point where I still thought I had a hope.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like, you know,
power through. Yeah.
I'm like, I don't mind if we skip the break. You know, I got no problem with it. And then the girl in the back's like, well, I need a break. Yeah. She just gets up. Lady's like, 15-minute break. And I'm like, there's 15 more minutes. Like, this sucks. But so I'm like, well, I may as well go to the bathroom. I go in there. This big-ass truck driver, he's a pants around his ankle pisser.
Oh, no.
No way. I couldn't believe it. I walk in, I'm like, oh, my.
Wow.
My man is just a child. Like, just a man-child of a truck driver.
I thought you were going to say during the 15 minutes, he just walked up front and talked shop with the teacher the whole time.
No.
He did that on the second 15 minutes.
Yeah.
He went in there and dropped his pants all the way around his ankles. And
bare
I walked
ass?
in. Yeah, he's got his sweatpants down on his ankles. He's just peeing, standing
And
there.
his underwear, too?
And I'm just... So that was the weird thing.
Don't go down this rabbit hole.
No. So he did. So when you said bare-assed, I was like, it's better for the pod. But no, his underwear was on.
Yeah.
So it's like he's using the pee hole.
Yeah.
And if
which means you could just pull your sweatpants down just a hair.
Yeah,
you can go over the log. You don't have to go
he
through the rabbit
drops
hole.
them all the way down. But then
you could just drop the waist under your junk and
then
you're
takes
good
the
to go.
time. So like somebody must have told him at some point at prom night or homecoming when he got made fun of in the bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
So now he keeps his fucking tighty whities up, but his fucking pants are around
his ankles.
which is honestly, it's just as bad of a
yeah,
look.
it really is.
I'd rather see some ass in this situation. But he was like, he took the time to pull it out the hole, but everything else is on the ground. And I'm like, all right, for starters, your pants are touching a piss floor.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Not just maybe your cuffs, like your entire pants
Yeah, like,
are now
let's get 'em down in the
draping
puddle.
in the piss.
Like, what the? Oh, I was dying. I was like, this guy sucks. So his pants are down. He's peeing. And I walk in. I'm like, and there's someone taking a deuce.
Oh, nice.
And so my only option is to sidecar this dude with his pants down.
Oh, no.
Oh,
I'm like,
no.
All right.
The co-pilot with him?
Yeah, I was like, all right, dog's your co-pilot, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm getting in here.
Did you ride shotgun or did you take the driver's seat?
I was technically driver's seat.
Huh?
He had put the courtesy space between him and the crapper, which then stuck me between this dude's nasty ass and this dude taking a crap.
Blowing ass.
And the worst part about it is this dude's got stage fright because he's got his pants around his ankles,
Yeah.
and I hear nada.
Yeah, he's just standing
He's
there.
just standing there.
In
He's
his
waiting.
underwear.
No, he's actually just waiting for somebody to show up to talk to.
He might have been, but so now I got a dude next to me who nary a plop, and a guy over here nary a drop, which then is starting to affect me.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
Now you're in your
now
own
it's
head
dead
about it.
silent.
yeah. So I'm like, boy, there's a lot of silence for people doing ones and twos all around me with pants on the ground. So I'm like, I give it the big squeeze. Like we got to power through this. Fortunately, everything started working. It never fixed the glitch. No one else.
You didn't.
I didn't relieve the pressure for the group.
You didn't say this is where the dicks hang out.
I wonder if his was even out. Like I wonder now if he's just down there with his pants down, just so he can air out.
Yeah,
because I don't have any proof he was peeing. You know, and he's just sitting there.
Please tell me he was your project partner.
Oh, dude. He's my life partner at this point. I feel like I know everything. I know more about him than my own wife.
Yeah.
It was horrible because he never shut up. So, yeah, then of
So
course.
is this an 8 to 5 class or 8 to 4?
It's 8 to 4 with a 1 hour lunch break.
Okay.
There, which is nice. Now, we didn't get out by 4.
When did you realize 4 o'clock wasn't happening?
When we broke for lunch and we were through, there was like 9 segments and we gotten through 3.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
And then we broke for lunch and then
The
she's
second half of the day is supposed to be the easy half, like you're supposed to power through the morning.
No, we got 3 in. We weren't even at the natural break.
Wow.
But she's like, well, these people have to eat.
Yeah, y'all are hungry.
So she let us go, and then she was like, do you want an hour or do you guys want 45 minutes? We can keep this thing moving. Like, she's still trying to get us out early.
She knows she's behind the 8 ball at this point.
And again, there's a couple of us like, yeah, man, I'm good with a short lunch. Same girl who never spoke the whole time until breaks were brought up. And she was like, no, I need the full hour. And it was like, I don't know.
Was she young? Did she not know how the thing works?
Younger, but not.
Not
it's
16, like not first time doing
Yeah,
it.
we'll call her 24.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
It
she
might
was.
still been a first time.
I think, according to the teacher, she was pregnant, which is hilarious because I saw no indications to believe that this woman was pregnant. But she was saying, she was like, as soon as she left one time, because she left at one point just to go to the bathroom. She was like, she does go to the bathroom a lot. I think she's got a baby pushing on her bladder. And I'm like, not the kind of thing you just bring up.
Also, you can't say that.
And for starters, I don't see a single bump. Like
I was going to say, how you don't air that out. Like, even if a woman's 7 months pregnant, you don't throw that out
you
there.
don't bring it. And she doesn't know her at all.
Yeah.
All she knows is she was a court-ordered person who had to.
70-year-old.
Yeah, she just. Oh, yeah.
says
She's pregnant. It's pushing against her bladder.
The problem,
I don't know that.
the problem too with taking those little 15-minute breaks is they never are only 15 minutes.
No, they're always 20, 25.
Yeah, 17, 18, 20 minutes. And then it takes a few minutes to warm back up into it
Yep.
every time.
Dude, he came in at one point, and he's not wearing his mask. I mean, he is like defiant. He also doesn't wash his hands after he pisses.
Oh.
But I also don't know that he pissed. So I'm not sure what's going on with this guy. But I know he doesn't do that, and I know he's not wearing a mask. And then at one point, the teacher brings up how she got in an argument with her sister at that, because why wouldn't she discuss a Thanksgiving argument with her sister about vaccines?
Oh.
This dude in the back lights
I bet he had
up.
some ideas.
Yeah.
Oh my! He's like, you can't get me to wear a mask. Someone tells me to wear a mask, I tell them to shove it up their ass. And I'm like, okay. Like, if we could just stay on topic, we could get through this so
Brendan's
much.
like flipping through the book, like, I don't see the mask section in here.
But
What are we
then-
doing?
Ma'am, I've read all the slides already. Like, can I go?
But this
jump ahead?
animates the guy next to me. 'Cause now we got a man
Yeah.
who
Now we
is
got some conversations
adamant
going.
about masks and adamant about the vaccine, which I'm like, please, guys,
Topic.
we can do
Stay
this
on
after class.
topic.
You guys can argue
Go
all
get a
day.
beer together, socially apart.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want.
So then he starts in, he's like, nah, man, you should get that vaccine. Then the teacher chimes in, absolutely, you should get the vaccine. It's in the greater good. You don't tell me what's the greater good. I was born an American. I'm going to die American. I don't know what y'all are going to die as. And I'm like,
Wow.
what kind of comment was that? You don't lose your nationality.
Yeah.
That's just not how that works. Oh, just going off. That wasn't even the one that got him the most animated.
Oh, wow.
It was the gun control tirade we went off on.
Oh, you hit that
typical
topic.
things that you talk about.
What
in
are
that.
we doing? The teacher just
Man.
out of nowhere.
You really hit like all of the RNC.
Yeah.
talking points
Teacher,
here.
the teacher bought the
The
talking point.
teacher out of nowhere. She goes, we had 122 guns for every 100 Americans in this country. worst part about this is she brings this up when the trucker's not in the room.
Oh yeah.
Because at this point, this is coming out of a break. We come in and she's just like, this is unbelievable. And then she starts talking about some guy who was eating dinner in Philly, and a stray bullet came in and killed him right in front of his family at Thanksgiving dinner. Ruined Thanksgiving. I'm like, ruined more than that, but okay.
Yeah.
And then so she's going down this tirade, and then it ends. Naturally comes the trucker, walks in. I'm like, whew, dodged it.
Yeah.
Dodged a literal
Oh,
bullet.
dodged the bullet.
So then what does she do? Oh, you just missed it. We were talking about how there's 122
no.
guns for every 100 Americans. And he's like, you damn right there is. He's like, yeet.
Not enough if you ask me.
I was like, here we go. And he's like, a well-armed country is the safest country. That's when the 19-year-old girl finally decided she had an opinion. She'd been shutting up all day. But now all of a sudden she's like, more mass shootings in this country than any other country. Look at the facts. And he's like,
no.
he's like, mass shootings don't happen to people with all them guns. I'll tell you that now. It's the people who don't have the guns that are getting shot. Guns are here to protect us. Boom, tirade, 15 minutes about guns.
Gone.
And I'm like, damn it, we're never leaving.
You should have gotten up and just walked out, and then
It was
been like, we didn't
Brutal.
talk about driving safety in this
Can
class.
I do this next week instead? Like,
Yeah.
I'll show up another week.
he and the teacher talked about air brakes and how difficult it is to drive with liquid in the back of a truck.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, I get that that's probably relevant in a CDL course, but every one of us is here because of some bullshit ticket we got. We went around the room at one point to introduce ourselves and why we were there. Literally every person in the room, including the guy who was there because he didn't have to be there because he was the best. Wrong. Speeding ticket. Speeding ticket, speeding ticket, speeding ticket, speeding. Unbelievable. Whole room, speeding. All of us, bunch of assholes.
Yeah.
We come back from lunch. Now everyone's been fighting all morning. Fucking through 3 of 9 chapters. I'm dying a slow death, and I realize I'm never leaving. I'm never leaving.
Forward all my mail here.
But now there's an old lady in the front who's been very quiet all day, but she finally got to eat,
Uh-oh.
and she came in bearing gifts.
Gifts.
She brought everybody peanuts. God forbid there's a peanut allergy. Anybody here peanut allergy? Peanut allergy? No. Peanut allergy? No. Peanut allergy? I'm like,
good.
why do we have to do this?
Oh.
How about you raise your hand if you have the peanut allergy? Don't ask everybody
Yeah.
in the room. She literally brings peanuts for everybody. She's got honey roasted. She's got other peanuts. Then she's got a whole thing. She's got snack packs stacked up.
What?
Like this is some like
You
this,
rob a convenience store?
she's like the sweetest grandma in the world, you know? And she's like, I get tired when I don't eat. And she was right because after lunch, all of a sudden, this is a woman who had been deadly silent and now was like bringing snacks for everybody and was all excited.
Jibber jabbering.
Dude, and,
The epitome of a Snickers commercial, basically.
Yeah.
she
You're not
fed,
you.
She fed everybody in the room, which sweet lady, like I ain't mad at her. But then this sweet lady, she's like, we got to talk about road rage because you know what I got a lot of? Road rage. And I'm like, what? Why are we going off on this tangent? Like, we're not even in the right section yet.
Get a ticket for
And then we're talking about road rage. And she goes off. Now the trucker's like, damn right. Middle finger, universal language. You know what I'm saying? He's going around the room
my
showing
God.
everyone his finger. I'm like, dude, what is happening? So now she
This
and
sounds like
him,
it should be a sitcom. Like,
really.
honestly.
worst sitcom I've ever fucking seen. It was a nightmare. And as I'm just watching the hours go by, finally the teacher's getting frustrated. And she's like, we're going to skip this video and go straight to the answers. Now we're skipping entire videos. 3 of 9 chapters we never saw. We were just given.
Wow.
We were just given answers.
Yeah,
But
but you
then
got
she-
an education you can't pay for.
I'd rather pay double and be out in half the time without any of this.
In reality, like, if you were to get hurt or, like, get another ticket, you'd probably have a lawsuit on your hand because you could be like, I attended your quote-unquote mandated driving school that was supposed to help me be a better driver, and we didn't even touch on a third of the damn subject.
She literally would tell us when to break the law. She'd be like, you see that yellow light coming, but there's a truck behind you. You take that ticket because they can't stop. And then he's like,
Hell yeah.
Yeah, preach on.
that's what I'm talking about. You guys do not understand how difficult it is to get those brakes to slow you down. And then he's just off.
Now imagine you got 50,000 gallons of unpasteurized milk pushing that truck down the road. You think I can just
Yep.
stop that on a dime?
He's like, I cannot. And I've almost killed people locking up brakes. I've seen some bad situations, man. And then gone. 10 minutes. Boom. And I'm
It's like a vortex every time you open it.
every time. And then I don't know what happened, but there was this sweet 19-year-old girl, like this she was like the sweet person, very, very soft voice, you know, like Can't believe. But every once in a while, like he'd say something so stupid that she'd have to turn around and be like, "No, that's actually not correct. You don't do that. That's not right." But then somehow it comes out that she can't read a clock, like an analog clock.
She said that out loud?
Volunteers it to the class. Why are you telling us you're an idiot? There's no reason to tell us this.
I can't believe that.
So she decides to volunteer it. Guess what we do for the next 20 minutes?
Talk about how to read.
Teach her how to fucking read a clock. Wasn't on the test. Don't remember seeing her on the test. We're telling
Did y'all
her.
have an analog clock to show her, or were y'all like on the whiteboard drawing shit?
The grandma up front.
That would be hilarious.
Grandma up front is like has her watch.
Yeah.
And she's like, these lines are 5 minutes. So I want you just to look for the small hand. That's the hour. Now count 5, 10, 15, 20. She's like, yeah, I know the 5, 10, 15, 20. She's like, all right, good. We're making progress. Everyone's in here now volunteering how to teach this girl how to read a clock, which I'm like, she shouldn't even have a license.
Yeah,
Because
seriously.
you have to get out of, there's other things you need to do. Oh,
Yeah.
man,
How can she pass 10 and 2 if she can't read an analog clock?
right.
that's the funniest thing. And 10 and 2 is no longer good. It's 8,
Yeah.
it's 8 and 4.
Yeah.
Or 9 and 3.
Yeah.
The confusing information we get. Now, for the purpose of the test, it's 8 and 4, but I think 9 and 3. I'm like, stop breaking the rules.
Yeah.
The rules are the rules. You teach us black and white, not how much gray area there is between black and white. I get there is.
Yeah.
You don't have to explain it. Because every time she explains it, now everybody's pontificating on it.
Well, now you got two sets of
driver's
numbers
like,
in your head.
Truck driver's like, I just drive a 12 leaned back.
Yep.
I'm like, of course you do. You're so fucking pimp.
Yeah.
I never seen such a stud. Every time he walks in the room, I'm like, was that Ice Cube? Ooh, he's so cool.
Could have fooled me.
Yeah. Like, were you hitting the 3-wheel motion? No.
Yeah.
You're not.
He's in the back going, "Who's the asshole with the Miata out front?"
I ran into it.
It was, I never seen anything like that. That class was a nightmare. Just a flat out nightmare. And of course, it went all the way to the bell. I mean, the final bell. And
I bet you felt like shit when you walked out of that door.
I came home. My wife was like, as soon as I walked in, she told me to do something. She like had a chore. She was like, I need you to go do this. And I was like, I felt like Ely. You ever seen Ely? Like one of his eye closed, you can just see that like he's got like pain behind there. I saw my face do it. And she's like, I need you to go get dinner and go get this and go to just.
Yeah.
And then I look over and I'm like, the Christmas tree's falling. She's like, what? I'm like, the Christmas tree's falling. It's like,
Oh, no.
I have to go over there. I spent 30 minutes fixing the Christmas tree.
Before you get to her chores.
And then I get to her chores. But I'm like, how have you guys missed that the tree is literally full of ornaments about to just eat it into the ground? And I'm like, oh, my God. It was a day, man.
Yeah.
Sounds like you had a great Saturday.
It was
nice little Saturday.
a nice little Saturday.
Interesting.
I cannot recommend A to Z driving school.
I'm surprised of all people here. I'm surprised that you didn't do like the most in-depth research to find out all the reviews that said, "Yeah, you get out of here after lunch."
Dude,
yeah, only 5 hours.
All of the reviews.
So you just got the bad draw.
All of the reviews
Did
are
that
like,
kick off your losing streak that you're currently on?
no, that was in the middle of it. It was in the middle of it. No, because I read the reviews and they were like, okay, it's funny, it's good class, and they'll give you options.
Too many variables.
You can get out early. But that dude,
So you
That
think the
dude
guy
ruined it.
was the problem?
yes, 100%. He wore everybody down. And then after a while, when everybody realized they were screwed, the people were like, I
give
may
up.
as well give a counterpoint because
You think that dude went home to his old lady and was like, I taught all them some bitches something there today, honey.
You got 16 safer drivers.
That's
out there.
right.
I
Yep.
think he just goes back to being alone in his truck. He's probably
100%. I was sitting there looking at him like no woman's ever touched anything below that waist. Like he just, and I've seen it. It's all Manscaped should get a hold of this guy because this would be the greatest head ever. Because I've seen there's a lot of hair going,
A lot going on.
and I know he's over 300 pounds. Know why? Because
told
he
you.
told me.
Yeah.
I didn't ask how much you weigh. That's rude. I
Yeah.
wouldn't ask that.
You also didn't ask to know whether he wears boxers or briefs that
Yeah.
day.
No, but you see, it came up because they said, how long does it take for the average person to process 1 ounce of alcohol? And it turns out now they've changed that to 2 hours instead of 1 hour. That was actually something new to me because I've always worked on the 1 hour
Yeah.
assumption. So I was like, huh.
Well, two is a cover your ass thing. Like,
and I think it's because it's you're to everyone from a 100-pound person and on up. But then, of course, he's like, I process that stuff at least in an hour. There's no doubt it takes longer than that for me because I'm 300 pounds. And then he starts talking about how much he likes to drink whiskey.
Yeah.
And how much he likes to get drunk. And again, I'm like, you can't do this.
Yeah.
You don't talk about this stuff in class. Like,
you don't need to bring up your alcoholism in a driving class.
I felt guilty that I was wearing a Guinness sweatshirt. And, of course, he walks up to me and goes, Guinness sweatshirt, huh? What do you got in the cup? I'm like, it's literally a coffee cup.
Yeah.
Looks like a coffee cup. Smells like a coffee cup. It's 10 in the morning. He's like, but you can't wait to get out of here and get a drink. And I was like, we're not doing this, friendo.
Yeah.
Did you offer him a locally grown podcast that talks about beers and bourbons that he could learn
Literally
to
no.
on his drive?
No chance. I don't want anything to do with him. It was nightmarish.
Guess who we have as a caller in today?
I guess who's behind door number one? Yeah.
Live from somewhere in Arizona, Trucker Carl.
If that dude walked in here,
What if that was Boo Boo?
Oh.
if that's Boo Boo, if that is Boo Boo, I will shut down the podcast forever last episode. Because the people we are attracting, not the people I thought we were attracting.
Yeah.
I'd be very disappointed in the entire system. But it was, dude, it was a nightmare.
Sounds brutal.
It was a nightmare. And I'm certain I have glossed over 100 things because you couldn't possibly imagine
What was
how
covered?
many tangents we went down. I would say 20% of the topics, 20% of the time was spent on the material. The fact that I got 100, I will give Donna credit.
Yeah.
She really hammered in the points you needed
Because
to know.
she would be like, she's like, all right, let's review. In each chapter, she'd be like, here's some questions I want you to answer. And then we'd review them. But, of course, every one of those, he would talk through it.
Yeah.
But in the end, the trick is she's literally only giving you the 5 questions from each chapter, and she's making sure that you know the answer. So that was at least helpful.
Yeah.
Got through it. Everybody passed.
Getting 100's pretty impressive because normally you
Found
fuck
a
up
way to
one or
miss
two
one,
of them.
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Who do you think finished the test first?
Know it all, dude.
Literally slammed his pencil down and yelled, "Finished!"
Oh my God.
And I'm
Wait,
like,
third grade?
I was like,
Yeah.
of course a third grader would slam his pencil down and yell, "Finish!"
Of course, someone who pees with their pants around their ankles
yes.
would do that.
No, there's no doubt
In tighty whities.
What?
Yeah.
What gave it away?
Yeah, so he yells "finished" when he's done, and I'm thinking,
Get a lollipop?
nobody cares
Yeah.
that you finished so quickly. And then we grade all of our tests. He's like 100. And I'm
Oh,
like,
my
you're
God.
in good company.
I'm
then.
sure there's
Yep.
plenty of us in here who got 100 on the 20 questions that we've been reviewing for 8 hours. But,
It's only a 20-question test.
yeah.
I think that something like that, they should offer
That's
you.
ridiculous.
You walk in and say, no preparation, nothing. Here's the test.
Take
you
the
can take
test,
it right
yeah.
now if you want.
Oh, yeah, I would have never gotten it, though. Because honestly, there's so many variables. Like,
Yeah.
what should I be doing to look for feet? Oh, ground scanning. Like, how would I know ground scanning? Like, once you
Yeah.
hear the term, you go,
Yeah.
ground scanning. Okay. Mental note. 20 to 30 seconds or 30 to 40 seconds ahead. You know, it's like,
But I mean, you can take that one shot. Like,
Roll the dice.
Yeah.
Get out of jail free.
hell
yeah, because you only need to get an 80.
Yeah.
You know, that would have been, that would have been merciful. Oh, that would have been great. Yeah, listen to him. Finished. We believe it.
Did you grade your own test?
First time he's ever
We
said
did
that.
grade
So
our own
chances
test.
are he didn't get 100 because he was going to put down what he thought was right no matter what anyway.
I'm willing to. Yes, he got 100. I will never question him. I will never ask him a question. If he says he got 100, he got 100. Go home. Just
Move along.
go home. Holy
Did you have to give a review,
shnikes.
and did you give an honest review?
I just gave it.
I think you should give a link to this podcast, just this portion of it, this portion of it, as a review to A to Z driving.
I don't know.
Say, this is what you need to know.
What if they brought me back in? I had to see that guy again. Like,
In all fairness, it probably wasn't the teacher's fault because it doesn't sound like anyone was going to keep that dude in check.
no, but like I said, by the time lunchtime came around, she had a new focus.
Yeah.
She was like, I can't have this happen here. Like, we're never gonna leave. And so he's telling stories and she's talking over him, and so he's getting louder, and now she's trying to come back, and I'm
Oh
just
my
like,
gosh.
what is
That would
happening?
drive me crazy.
Yeah, I would have lost my
Somebody
damn
has to
mind.
stop that. That's not.
And she was the sweetest. I mean, she was a sweet lady. But if I got to hear how difficult it is about her bus routes or her dogs again, and which one's a lap dog and which one's not a lap dog, and where on her route she has to, do a perfect, 6-point turn before she ends up in some field, and then he's telling jokes. You'd be taking home some cows with you on that trip, and then everyone goes, and she goes, and then we're off talking about cows and how many cows you can get in a fucking bus.
Oh my God.
No one knows the answer.
I was about to say, what's the answer there?
Nobody knows. Nobody
Seats,
knows.
seats or no seats?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's important.
Short bus, long bus.
You know, cows won't
thinks-
go down steps too,
No.
so you gotta have a ramp put in.
Yes.
Yep.
They got one of them ADA lifts for it.
Yeah.
She thinks maybe 2.
You can fit more than 2 cows.
Well, not
on
with
a
the kids.
bus. Oh,
Kids
with
are
the
already
kids.
super crowded.
Okay, all right.
Oh man, we got so many kids on this bus.
Those
But I'll
cows
tell you
are going
if
to
they-
mess the egress up.
Oh, she's a
Yeah.
school bus driver.
School bus driver.
I wonder if she's the school bus driver out my way, because where I live, there's two counties where they hit like houses, and then at the county line, the bus driver stops, makes a left turn across the yellow line, backs up into somebody's driveway, and then turns.
Does
the
it
rest
almost
of the
hit
way.
a cattle fence?
No, there's no.
Okay, 'cause I can describe her whole damn route. I can tell you what time it gets dark. I can tell you what her method is to make sure that she can actually see in her driveway as she comes in. It's solar lights. It's solar lights.
Nice.
Oh boy.
Because she only needs them for a couple hours, because it's only dark a couple hours a year, a couple months a year. The rest of the time, it's perfectly fine. I get home and there's not a problem. I'm like, why are we talking?
Why are we
about
talking
this?
about this?
Like, what is happening? And you know what's strange? That truck driver, not a dog lover. Thought that was weird. Seems like the kind of guy that would like some
I
kind
thought
of.
he was American.
He was born American. He will die American. I don't know how you're going to die.
Interesting.
What you'll die at.
Yeah.
I don't, some of the quotes that came out, I was like texting my wife. I was like, "Oh, this one's good. This is a great quote. This is a great quote." Like, it was a wild.
Well, this is a
class.
pertinent review because I have to go do driving school.
Might I
also.
recommend A to Z at the La Quinta Inn next to Hooters? Which
That's
is a
probably why I picked that one, was close to home.
huge selling point. I was
Yeah.
like, it's 5 minutes there. I know how to get there. And it's like they had one on a day that I could do and still get my stuff out.
I know what I'm
Great
doing
place for lunch.
It's
Exactly.
next to Oh,
lunch.
after that dude never shut up, I'm looking at him and I'm like, this dude's going to Hooters.
I was about to say, did you run
Yep.
into him? at
So I
lunch?
drove home.
Oh,
Had to eat a sandwich, some old leftovers sandwich. Like,
with your wife.
no, there was nobody here. I got home and it was just sad and quiet. It was
I
like,
bet you
well,
love that silence, though.
I did, but at the same time, like,
Did
I
you
just
even-
wanted to vent.
Did you even turn the radio on the drive home? Just ride in silence.
Gosh, you know what? I think it was dead silent the way home. I think I had recouped enough that I had the radio. But now that you say it, I do remember just staring down the road at cars in silence and like, I can make that. And then like turned out.
Did it feel like you'd never driven before when you first got back in your car?
Kind of does.
Yeah.
It kind of does. You just kind of. And then the very next day, I'm cutting down a Christmas tree and I'm driving back and I'm out in Powhatan in the middle of
Going
nowhere.
115.
And I'm doing well, I'm doing 60 and a 55 and I'm barreling and I've got that old truck and the light turns yellow and I'm like, I don't think I'm going to make it if I slam my brakes because my brakes suck.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I also can't speed up fast enough to get through that light.
Yeah.
And so I blew through this yellow light and I looked up and I saw it was still yellow as I was going under it. But there's big old cameras all around it. I'm like, please, God, don't have that light have turned red right at that second. And then boom, I'm just waiting for my mail to be like,
2 weeks later, Mr. Kennedy, nice to see you again.
oh, I'll just take the points. I'll take the points.
Most of those things that look like cameras aren't cameras.
Well, and that's what I was banking
Yeah.
on. I was banking on that. But man,
They're there
it's-
for emergency vehicles. They pick
We
up
don't have
the
many
they
cameras
put yeah,
around here.
they pick up
this is
the
out in Powhatan. I don't know.
they pick up the flashing lights from police and fire trucks and
Change
ambulances.
signals.
Yeah,
Scares
change
the
signals.
bejesus out of me. I was like, I can't do this again. Like if I could just get away with this one
Yeah.
time, I'll
Are
never
you there, God? Are you listening?
I'll never do it again.
Actually, I don't think they pick up the flashing. I think there's something mounted on the top of emergency vehicles that picks up, not the flashing lights. But they do look like cameras.
Yeah. Oh, it had me
Enough to scare you.
It had me panicked. I was like, I blew it so bad. But we'll see.
I actually went to court for my ticket because I was under the impression I was like, well, I don't want to just pay this thing online and admission to guilt be like, okay, I'll take the points. It's going to go to my insurance. The DMV is going to lose points, whatever. So I actually went to court, and out of the driving tickets that were there,
Go ahead. You have like a piece of glitter right
Yes,
here.
because I decorated the brewery today.
Okay.
That's what I would say too if I've been in a strip club.
Yeah. And what's with all the baby powder smell?
Yeah.
No, you did. You just had this little. Because he was like looking. He's like, he looks
Yeah.
over and then he looks at me. I'm like, look, you seeing the glitter, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm full of the Christmas spirit now.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. We did not mean.
No, but the judge, I figured I would get in there and be like, okay, because a couple times I've shown up for court and the judge has got such a big thing on the docket. They're like, well, if you just, if you show up and it's nothing big, maybe the judge will just let you go, reduce it, do whatever. This guy was like, what the hell? He's like, literally gave me this look like, what the hell are you doing here? You're 60 and a 45. You should have just like paid the ticket online, do whatever, get out of it. Don't be here in my court case.
Now you got to pay the court fee.
Yeah,
and
now-
everything.
Yeah, but there's points.
Yeah, I know. So I was hoping that he was just like going to be in a good mood or whatnot. And he's like, let's get all these singles out of the way. A lot of people weren't showing up, and he was reading off names. I guess he was just getting angrier and angrier, but people weren't there. And then he's just like,
And then he got mad as you
and
were.
then he just looked at me and he's like, so 60 to 45. All right. How do you plea? I was like,
Well, I'm
you're
here.
guilty. The officer who pulled me over is right there.
Yeah.
She's got the paperwork.
Look over at her. Not guilty.
That's always the worst part because you're like, what argument do I have? You're like, and you're looking at the cop. Like,
Well, the best thing was
Not.
and it was just interesting. When I got pulled over, I got pulled over right at the airport road, and I pulled into a driveway that was going onto the airport, but there was a gate there. You couldn't get in. So not only did the Henrico police show up, two unmarked airport cars
Oh,
show
gosh.
up. They're like, what are you doing parked on,
you're like, I'm
Federal-
going to get out of the way so this officer doesn't get rear-ended by
and
some jackass.
we both were off the road,
And
way
then
off the road.
They look at it like
what is
terrorists.
going on?
He's just trying to make his
Did you have a
move.
mustache during this time? Or was
No,
it
this
pre-mustache?
was 2 months ago. And the funny thing was I see that it's I just acted real casual. Police officer comes up. It's a lady. I'm like, hey, how you doing? Here's my license. Here's my
business
insurance card.
officer.
I was like, how are things going? She was literally more interested in Aaron than she was me because Aaron was in the car with me.
That's perfect. That's what you want.
Didn't help.
Like, there you go. Talk to her. She's fine. I'm speeding.
Golly. But yeah, I had it taken 20 some odd years.
Yeah, well, definitely A to Z.
I'll take it.
That's the place to go.
I'll take.
Sounds nice.
It's very nice this time of
I
year.
might. You know what? I'm going to sign up as a comparison.
We should all go just on our free
You
Saturday.
can be the
Yeah.
volunteer guy.
Yeah.
Sounds entertaining.
If you get
You want
out,
to go back, Brendan?
no.
Well,
No?
you need
I
to
mean,
share
I'm
all the knowledge
scared.
that you learned with, other unsuspecting people.
There you go.
I should
You
just
can
start
be
telling,
our truck driver.
I'll start telling his stories.
Yeah, like they're
You got
your
to
own.
keep the legend going.
And you got to say everything. I'm 300 pounds, so I know.
I wore my tidy whities today just for this.
I do. I have to walk in the bathroom behind just some other guy, drop my pants, and like, I got to give them the full experience.
Yeah.
Well, now when people read your review, they're going to be like, well, man, I just didn't get the full experience out of this. Like Brendan said, there was going to be a guy.
I'm signing up right now.
I think you should.
I gotta
And I
go
want to
just
know
to
if you
get
get
this
Donna,
down.
because
As
Donna.
for Donna,
I want to see if Donna's capable of moving through that material quickly. And
Would
I
you
wanna-
be disappointed though if it ends up that let's say Stu does go and it's 4.5 hours, doesn't come
oh
back
God,
after
he
lunch?
would
like, how
be
would
so
you feel?
upset.
I'll tell you, I don't wish what happens on anybody. No, I hope he gets out in 4.5 hours. That sounds reasonable. I do hope you get to watch all of the horrible death footage they show you. What is up with
Is
that?
it anything recent, or is it still the same videos they've shown us since I was 16?
Yeah, it's mostly older videos, but like you definitely see like the guy racing down the highway, clip a car, roll it, get thrown from the car over the highway
the
onto
green.
the other side, then he gets run over by the other cars, and you're like, dude, like what the hell? And then like she does one where there's a guy and his head is stuck in the back of a truck and he's just hanging there.
Oh,
Nice.
And she's like, that motorcycle was doing about 100 miles an hour when it slammed into the back of that truck. And that truck drove for 15 miles with his dead body hanging out the back
Nice.
before somebody was able to flag him down.
that Halloween decoration was realistic as shit.
And she just kept showing that
Awesome.
picture. And
God.
and of course he's like the trucker. Ain't no way that truck driver felt that. I tell you, you can have a motorcycle slam in 100
Yep.
miles an hour. You won't even know. This truck is so long, so big. So I'm like, oh gosh. Like, here we go.
Brutal.
But yeah, I had to see a lot of dead people.
That's always
A
fun.
lot more depth. That chapter we didn't skip.
No.
You went
You know,
very in depth.
she
on
skipped
that.
some
Saw
other
all
ones.
the images.
She goes, "This one's important."
Are you? Yeah. Are you?
Chapter 8.
Important about
Blood
it?
runs red on the highway.
Yeah.
This one's important because that's the one that scares you.
It really does. That
You
probably
know?
does, like,
Yeah, you're like, my God.
I will go 25 miles an hour
Yeah.
for the rest of my
And
life.
I like that she really used local examples.
Oh,
She's
so
like,
you
now
saw
this.
highways you recognize.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
she's like, this is a highway just over here. This is a country road just over here. As you can imagine, nobody survived. I'm like, yeah, I see that. That's
Ugh.
a smart car that's now the size of a quarter.
yeah.
Like, of course nobody survived.
Ugh.
You know, trains always win. We know.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah,
we don't.
if you didn't have the photographic evidence, I was totally not going to believe you.
And then, sure enough, the old grandma up front decides to volunteer. I've done that. I went around the thing, and then I went over the track, and she's like, boy, I just made it. That train missed me. And I'm like, what do you do? You need to be here.
Yeah.
What are you even doing? And she was like,
need to
they would have never forgiven me. I had my so-and-so's baby in
Oh
the
my
car. I'm like,
God.
you have lost your mind. What do you These people all needed to be in driving school and clock school.
Oh my God! Clock school.
Oh, I'm so frustrated. I'm telling you, I could talk all night about this. I'm not going to. Because every
speaking
time
of
plane, fly back out to Florida, and then was down there for a few days, and you forget what Florida is sometimes. I mean, Florida's a weird
Special.
place.
Oh, it is.
And there's so many retirees there. I mean, there's just such an old
Yep.
demo, but it's a different kind of old demo. Like the people that retire and move down to Florida aren't your typical just, oh, I want to retire. They're like, I'm going to go get some fake titties at 60.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Move down to Florida. I mean, it's a very different vibe down there. Some of these women are fairly attractive. I'm not throwing stones. Like if I
Yeah.
was 60.
Trying to throw dick.
Throwing some gold bond nets around.
Exactly.
I learned about something while I was down there that
Oh,
was
yeah?
very, very strange. Because I think of plastic surgery at that age. Troy, if you're grabbing beers, I'll take one. Yeah, buddy. Sweet. This is. Let me get.
This is going great.
Yeah.
So I'm down there in Florida, and I'm seeing all these old women, and you can see that there's a lot of, face
Manipulations.
lifts, yeah,
Yeah.
the plumped up lips. Where I'm like,
Are they throwing you the eyes like, hey, baby?
fuck yeah, the fake eyes,
Yeah.
fake everything. Just, I was just kind of blown away. Well, there was this one lady, and I think of plastic surgery as an outward thing. It's just how I think of
Right.
it. Well, she was talking about a procedure that intrigued me very much. She was talking about the Mona Lisa touch. She had the Mona Lisa's touch done to herself. And I'm looking at her.
She had a little smirk on her face or something.
She certainly did. I guess what the Mona Lisa touch is, if you've got an old dried up vagina, they go in there with this giant like dildo that emits like lasers and vibrations and shit.
Lasers.
Lasers fix everything.
Yeah, they do.
So they put this thing inside you,
The dildo laser.
and then the dildo laser
Yeah.
fires off its lasers.
Yeah.
And it does this for a few minutes, and you just sit there getting lasered up internally. And I guess what it's doing is it's like sloughing off the old layer of internal
Goo.
skin and goo. Yeah. the menopausal goo.
Yeah.
And so it lasers off this first layer.
Doctor's
of
an
like,
old perv, and that shit doesn't work at all.
It doesn't work anything.
It's my proven technology.
It does nothing.
we're going to have to
It's
use
just a camera. It's just an HD camera.
Yeah.
we're going to have to
Three
do
Bought
another
this shit at the porn store.
That's right.
Taped some lights onto the side of it. Looks like lasers. I got
some-
these old broads
got some of those-
lining up for
Got
this
pin
shit.
light. There's like pin lasers taped to the side of it. The little pointers.
And it's all rudely taped, like the bird's head in Dumb and Dumber.
It's on the end of a drill.
Birds' heads are just falling off.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's proven. This is proven technology.
You gonna full start that laser dildo?
Fucking weed whacker? You son of a bitch.
I do feel much better. Yeah.
You're right.
Right.
Well, it's certainly moist.
Okay, so back to your.
So, yes, the Mona Lisa.
This lady told you she had this.
She was talking, not to me.
Okay.
I just didn't have a lot of places to
Because
be.
that's a hell of a
Oh,
sales
you were
pitch.
overhearing this?
I just listened to things, you
Yeah.
know, and she's.
I like to think
very proud.
This old lady was selling it to Brendan.
Definitely.
Like, hey,
Yeah.
youngster, you know what I just had done?
Exactly.
So apparently it sloughs off that inner layer and it makes it so it gets wet again. And I guess when it takes off this first layer, it also creates some amount of elasticity. So it tightens it up. And yeah, so you actually have like a young vagina again. You can take, just like any other facelift or titty lift or, brow lift, anything you may do, you can tuck it now. You can tuck your vajay. So
just by banging her with a laser dildo.
well, yeah, I think there's probably some technical stuff. I mean,
There's more science to it than that.
yeah, I mean, look, I guarantee if I went up to some 70-year-old
Laser
lady
dildo
and
3000.
dildo
Put a
her,
stethoscope on.
yeah,
Like,
And
trust me.
Trust me.
It's the rave in Florida.
That's
just
right.
rocked a dildo. I mean, I doubt she's gonna come out tighter than when I started. But
Yeah.
this apparently,
This one must be bad.
and
Yeah. Let's try again. Let's meet back in a week.
you do seem looser. Get the
Yeah,
big one.
Right.
So apparently, it takes 3 applications.
There. See?
Yeah,
It-
it
Yes.
does. Yeah,
Exactly.
it does.
Because after I overheard her talk, and she was very proud. I mean, she was very proud. Now,
Oh,
you know
yeah.
who seemed more proud? The dude next to her.
husband, yeah.
Definitely.
The husband had this shit-eating grin on his face,
Yeah.
and he's like,
Does it have that new car smell?
"Can I get grape?"
Ain't had his dick squeezed that tight since 42.
Oh my god! Yeah, the boogaloo.
He's just popping Viagra on the reg now.
He is, right.
I was
Wow.
blown away. So I came back and immediately Googled. So actually, I'm on the plane the first time I got
Google
their
that
Wi-Fi.
Really?
But why? I mean,
Why? Are you trying to get it?
why?
I just wanted to know more. I had to know.
That's
what'd
one
you
of those
find out?
things, like, you don't have to tell somebody that.
No.
Like, you can do that for your own
Well,
enjoyment.
she's trying to turn old men on.
It's a different world
That's
down
why.
there.
Yeah,
He's like,
exactly.
my shit's tight as shit, son.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now
See
look,
that old bag over there?
Yeah.
I would
You've
be
been
lying.
fucking that droopy ass
That's
dude.
right.
Yeah.
I would be lying if the rest of the night I didn't just look at this woman like, I've got to
I
know.
wonder what her
Right.
vagina's like.
I've got to know what that old woman's vagina's like.
Yeah.
Like,
She's full of shit.
And
It's all
how'd you
fat
find
laid
out? Yeah, it's too late by the time
Yeah.
she rope-a-dope.
Exactly.
Dad, you're in there like, it's like, like, ow, what is that?
Yeah, sandpaper.
Like, that hurts like a bitch.
Are you on the third treatment yet? Or is
Yeah.
this still the first treatment?
I got you, bitch.
Yeah.
220 grit?
I've never seen it shine like that.
It'll polish your shit up real nice. Shut up, kid. Get in there.
You definitely sanded the veins right off of it. That is one smooth dong now. So smooth.
So aerodynamic.
Yeah, it is.
You're like, I swear there used to be a head on that thing.
Right.
It's just like a pencil now.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, she was so proud because I guess they'll talk about this stuff like, oh, I just had a facelift. How's it look? Or I just had my boobs done.
Yeah.
You know, so they just brag about it. Well,
Yeah.
she was like, I just had my internals hooked up.
Did she look like she'd already had her boobs and her face and all that shit done?
Not until she said that she'd had her vagina done.
Then you piece it all
And
together.
at that point, I was like, oh, clearly she's had all these. But the work she had done, it looked good. Like, she didn't look fake. She wasn't someone who had overdone it on the face. So I was like, hey, she looks pretty good. So her addiction just went down. Like, it just kept going down
Yeah.
from her face.
It's like they say it's like tattoos. Like, once you get one, you just got to keep going.
Right.
well,
That's weird.
I am blown away excited about the Mona Lisa's touch. And apparently,
Hit us up if
Did
any
you
of
like?
you guys have
did you
it.
like find more data on this? Like it's real?
yeah, so it turns out that if you
Get a
read-
certificate from ITT Tech. You can do this
Go
in no
to-
time.
Yeah,
You can buy a franchise.
you need a dildo, a laser
Right.
pointer.
It's kinda like
and a
Sweet Frog.
serious want to help the public.
That's right.
I did go on the site, and here's what I noticed is when you first go to the Mona Lisa's Touch website, which apparently there's other ways to do this. Mona
So it's
Lisa's
like
Touch.
LASIK. It's called Mona Lisa's Touch, but it's like LASIK. Like
Is
it's got its
LASIK a
own name.
brand
Yeah, like
Yeah, I feel
of
like it
laser
is.
eye
yeah,
surgery?
like the first, like the Xerox.
Okay, well, yes, this is clearly because it turns out that there's other people who can perform this.
Like Tommy
Yeah.
John.
Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah.
this is the Mona Lisa's Touch is
Like
the only
Mona
one-
Lisa was the first one to ever have this done, is what you're getting at.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly. Science said so.
Yeah, that's why Da Vinci
Just good
chose it.
science.
Yeah.
She-
Yeah, it wasn't for her looks.
No,
Yeah.
it's interesting, man. All I know is I'm intrigued, and I would never,
Wow.
ever bang a woman who
Maybe
had some
before-
second-rate procedure done. It's Mona
Yeah.
Lisa's Touch, or nothing.
They have before and after pics on there.
Only one way to find out.
Yeah, they're like, stick your finger here. Now stick your finger here.
Yeah.
That's after
See how
Mona
easy
Lisa.
those two go in? Shake it left and right. Feel the gap there?
That's clearly pre-Mona Lisa's.
Yeah. That's the one treatment.
Feel over here. Feel the third treatment.
Yeah.
Like, ooh.
Yeah, they got these
Oh,
plastic.
honey, you got to go 3.
Yeah, there's plastic fucking, molds on the counter. It's
Yeah.
like, this is treatment 1.
Like, see this
Treatment two.
fleshlight
I like to
over
think
here?
it's behind like a black piece of cloth that you got to slide your hand through
Yeah,
first.
so
You
never
don't
know
get
what
to
it
see
is.
it. You're like
Yeah. It's like
poking around in the dark.
The last one's just a butthole. You're like, damn, that's tight.
yeah.
It's
Notice how after the third treatment, only one finger gets in, if you're lucky.
Does it always smell like shit?
That's the cream we use. That's the anesthetic.
Yeah, don't overthink it, sir.
Yeah.
Just go with it.
Yeah. Keep that finger out of your mouth.
You want to put that on? Wait, don't rub your eyes.
Congrats, you have pink eye.
Oh, this is tight.
We sell a lot of pink eye medicine too.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
This has gotten we've gone way off.
Do you,
track.
here's a good question,
for the
though.
Mona Lisa's
like,
butt?
if you had the black curtain, is the chick the one poking through, or is the guy the one poking through?
I think you go with your wife. I think you both poke.
Yeah?
The chick's gonna go because she's doing it for herself.
But you think she's familiar with her own spacing?
Is she doing?
I'd
it
like
for
to think
herself?
so. I like to
I
think
mean, do
that
you think she's like reaching up in her shit like that
No.
gap's way too big?
I think
I
at
cannot deal with
70,
this.
you're not.
because you don't have the dexterity.
Like they got a micrometer in there. That's right. Can't reach. Yeah.
I'm so arthritic.
Right. Got to get Henry from Bingo.
My fingers are all crooked.
Henry, poke around down there, would you?
Damn it, my finger bends the wrong way.
Don't
Yeah.
women do most everything they do for themselves and each other? Like guys, I mean, we're not like, oh wow, your nails look amazing right now. Like,
Yeah.
She wasn't telling the fellas about it. She was telling
Yeah,
the ladies.
Oh, she wasn't telling
No, she
the
was
fellas.
telling the ladies.
Really?
The husband was
she's
just
put-
over there like,
because she's putting down the other chicks. Like
That's
she's
right.
stomping
Yeah, but
them
they're-
down. Like,
Yeah, she's like,
you
your
got that
men
old
want to
shit."
slay me.
That's right.
Because my shit is tight like
Yeah.
net booty.
Exactly.
and wet.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
the other side of it. Is they say that.
Oh, it's
there's-
extra gushy.
Yeah, because apparently after menopause you don't get wet anymore. Also, apparently after some pregnancies, because that was on the Mona Lisa site. I
And
spent
this fucking
a lot
laser
of time.
knocks all this out.
Apparently,
What
it's
can't
a hell
lasers
of a-
do? I mean,
Good point.
Lasers.
Yeah.
Elon Musk over there like,
right.
ha
It's like a 3D printer.
And
we've taken 3D printing and now we're like, here's what else we can do with it. Like,
Yeah.
that's not what we designed these for, sir.
Yeah.
now I do think there may be some differences in what their claims are. Because here's one thing I noticed when I went to the Mona Lisa's Touch website.
You think?
When I first got there,
Welcome to our brand.
they go, hey, what country are you in? Are you in USA or are you in Canada? And so when I hit USA, it actually says that there's certain things they can't tell you if you live in the US or in Canada.
Stuff that's not legal.
Give it the lies,
Yeah.
the full on, the stuff that's been completely disproven by the American Medical
Yeah.
Association. They're like, well, that's not
It'll
true.
probably kill you.
Yeah.
So I went to the American version of the site. Boring.
Did you go to India?
Then I went to like
Oh, yeah.
some like
Sri
other
Lanka.
country. I just chose anything else
Yeah.
and was like, no way, elasticity? That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden the claims, it was like watching a presidential debate. Like facts be damned.
Yeah.
Here
Oh,
we
yeah.
go. Like you'll never get a finger in here again.
Exactly.
Right.
And it's so wet.
Presidents throw out facts. What are you talking about?
Not before they're presidents.
Oh, gotcha.
So I think everyone needs to go check out Mona Lisa's Touch. And if you put ITPH in the coupon, you'll get 25% off
Right.
of the third
The
procedure.
third, the third procedure's free. I think is
Exactly.
what they were giving out.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
it's pretty
what
good.
it is.
Pretty
That's what
good.
it
That's
is.
what I'm talking about.
Buy two, get one free.
Hell yeah.
ITPH.
I was shocked, though, at how attractive I found her after that. Just knowing that she
Really?
was some medical anomaly.
You're
Yeah.
such a creep.
She knows that. She's telling every human that. She's good at the grocery store. Oh, have you heard about Mona Lisa's kiss?
Yeah.
Motherfucker, is your bag of my groceries?
She's weaving it in like just some non
Every
sequitur
conversation.
that's like
yeah.
makes no
So
sense.
we're gonna move put this joist in and build your wall here. Have I told you about Mona Lisa?
You heard? Oh, you don't know what MLT is?
Speaking of
Yeah.
grocery stores, have you heard about Mona Lisa's Touch? Like, what the fuck are you
of
talking of?
what?
Yeah,
Who? The painting bitch?
All I know is we live in a wonderful time.
that's
I mean, if
a
you can
weird
just
name,
keep-
by the way. I
It
mean, that is a
is.
weird. That name has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah,
No,
I'd like
she,
to know
Mona
where it
Lisa
came
was
from.
known for her smile.
Yeah.
Like, what does that have to do with her? I guess if you
Yeah.
turn the painting over.
Sideways.
Yeah.
Turn it sideways.
There's a laser dildo.
Yeah, like, oh, that's where
Yeah,
it
that
came
Da Vinci
from.
was so smart. He was so ahead of his time.
Hidden things in there. I don't remember seeing that in the Da Vinci Code.
Yeah. Yeah. That Tom Hanks is full of shit. It's on the back of the painting, asshole.
Yeah, turn it up.
Everybody knows that, dummy.
That's right. Yeah. Could have solved the biggest mystery of all time. Dry old ladies.
What is this? Three what? 3 times. What's the third time? What's the magic?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Ooh.
That laser's weird shaped.
We live in an amazing time, man. I mean, if you
Yeah.
could just keep your heart going, you can just pop Viagra, rub some Rogaine on your head, get your
Definitely.
woman Mona Lisa's touch, and it's off to prom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Back
Like,
to
Don't
your
forget to
20s.
bond your balls, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
that's very true. Well, what if you just put a little bond on the whole vagina? I mean, wouldn't that possibly do it?
Tighten it up and make it sweat? No.
It might.
That sounds like it would be painful as hell.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
That one you need an applicator for.
Applicator tip.
I got just the applicator.
Yeah, you do. Right.
Oh.
They need to get it in there.
Yeah, this one is too big.
Oh.
See, you set me up. I was going to let it be.
Oh, jeez.
Well, either way, if anybody knows anybody who's had it done,
No
I
chance.
hit
us up.
Zero chance. No one knows anyone that's had it done.
Hit us up.
it would be a long shot.
Yeah.
Clearly.
I'd love to hear about it, though.
But I would love to hear more about this. And I didn't want to ask her because I didn't even know her. Like, I don't even know who she is, but I know she's affiliated with the family on some level. So
so she was at the get-together. This wasn't like a random chick that you were bumped into
No,
at
this
some
was
bar.
post-funeral at
Oh, wow.
the actual. So, like this was like, funeral was attended by lots of people.
Yeah.
And then the after parties, the more intimate.
Have you asked your dad yet?
No, but my mom was like, "Did you hear her talking
listening?
about her Mona Lisa's touch?"
really?
yeah,
Nice.
My
Wow.
mom was fully aware.
Yeah.
And my dad, and I turned to my dad, I was like, well, I mean, I kind of want to know.
Yeah. He's like, me too.
yeah.
It's like podcast.
That was a really good podcast, don't you think?
Yeah, Dad, I do.
Oh, it got weird, Dad.
It got real weird.
Yeah.
Got real weird.
Well, if anybody out there knows anybody, or if anybody's plans on using the coupon
Who's got the
code,
touch?
Yeah, someone's had it done. I mean, we live in a world full of plastic surgery. We have to know somebody who's had too much plastic surgery and possibly had this. They would just need to be older.
Yeah.
So, all right, they don't necessarily need to be older.
Be on the
there's-
lookout.
There's a lot of reasons you could have this, according to the website. You got to go into the FAQs. Quite a lot.
Always. Always go there.
Quite a lot going on. So, if anybody has had it, I want to know more about it. That is for sure, because it sounds awesome.
They can't do it to dudes, Brendan.
Well, actually, I thought it was like, what is the equivalent?
You trying to get your scrotum
Tightened up?
Yeah.
Dude, Lord knows I could use it.
Like eggs.
I mean, I'm not even gonna deny it. My balls
Yeah.
have dropped a lot.
That shit is stretchy. I can make some serious shapes, figurines.
There was a time in my life where I had a nice little coin purse. Just had a now I am like, what are they doing down there?
Yeah, it's all hanging in the water when you're shitting.
It's bad, man. We'll have to. We could do a whole episode on
On
I can't
beanbags.
wait.
on swing bag problems.
Yeah.
So, but we'll just leave it to the gold bond. We'll throw some gold bond on there, tighten them up.
There you go.